Hello, everybody. I'm really pleased to speak to Daan this evening. Daan is this amazing creator of puzzle.org. Puzzle is an interactive website where you can do a range of different types of puzzles. And for me, the value of engaging with learners and really participating is very important. So showing you how these puzzles work and how you can use them as a teacher, how you can read the data is going to be really exciting. So please participate, share your questions, and let's begin. Hi, Daan.
Hello. Hi.
So do you want to tell us where the idea for puzzle.org came from?
Of course. It's pretty interesting. I was doing these crosswords or these cryptic crosswords puzzles. I was building those manually for my family. And I only had the question answer format, so no puzzle yet. And I was like, oh, it would be so awesome if it would be into like this grid with all these puzzle squares, like just like a crossword. But I wanted to make it interactive. And then I went looking on the internet, but I just couldn't find a tool that did this for free. And I was just learning to program and build things myself. So I was like, okay, this is the perfect project for me to enhance my skills and to see if I can build it. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. And that's how the first crossword build puzzle tool got to be. And that was puzzle.org. It was like the puzzle is puzzle in English. And or puzzle is in Dutch.
Yes.
And I got this nice domain name, and I was like, let's try and find some educators to if they like it as well. And now we are 4 years further, and it's quite a big platform now, especially now during the COVID crisis. But I still hope that afterwards it will be used as well, since puzzles are fun to do anyway, if there's COVID or there's no COVID.
So do you want to start showing us your platform and some of the things on it? I'm really excited for people to see.
Yes, I'll share my screen. So I think you can now see my screen, right? And
yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. Yes. It was just rebuilt last February. So this is the new, more fancy design than it was before, I think. And it's the best summary is the headline, I think. It's the interactive puzzle maker for creating awesome custom and online embeddable puzzles. And there's still the flagship puzzle, and my first dear creation is still the crossword puzzle. So it gives the best gist, I think, of what the platform can do if I can just show you how it works.
That's good.
The most important feature I wanted to build in was real-time puzzle building. So I wanted to directly see results of what you are doing.
Yes.
So that is one of the main benefits of the platform. So I can just enter some example questions.
Okay.
Hello, fruit. It does need 2 words, so the interactivity starts after this one. And then we can do pear. And you see directly that the grid has been created. And that is what I really liked. And you can now just continue working on it as you go.
That is so cool. So as you're developing it, you can actually see the puzzle growing.
Yes. And it can even be, for example, if I choose some letters that do not exist in the puzzle yet, then it cannot find an intersection with other words. So like this. Okay. Then it will turn red, and you will know, this word cannot be placed. But
that's fantastic.
Let's see if we can think of a fruit with a Z. I don't think so, but
a fruit with a Z.
Like this.
You've got zucchini, which is not a fruit, but it's a vegetable.
As soon as you fill in this imaginary fruit, then you will see it does find a match, because other letters of the citroni can be matched with some of the other letters. And that is the main benefit. It's all automated. But for the real diehard puzzle makers, you can also change to the manual mode, which I've also built separately.
Oh, wow.
And then you can think like, oh, I want to make like a compact puzzle. Then you can sometimes beat the algorithm. And then you can say, yep. So now you see it doesn't automatically fill it in. It will turn red. But now I can select the cell and say, I want to insert rep. And then you can lock it in and it will recalculate all of the positions.
Oh, wow.
And this way you can even make any manual additions to your existing puzzle. So you can do the most work, just let it happen automated, and then you can even fill in the details this way.
Can you, so if you've built something, can you move it around so that it's in a different order to what you want? So if you perhaps wanted to link to another letter. Say, for example, you wanted rep to link to, I don't know, another letter somewhere.
Yeah, you could delete it here, and then you see it disappears, but you cannot directly move it. That's not a built-in feature yet.
Okay, but I mean, you can reinsert it in the manual mode, you can...
Yeah, we can also delete words that came from the automated version. So this way you can always tweak and adjust it just as you like it. Let's say we want it here vertically. Then you change to vertical and then you can adjust it like that.
So if somebody now wanted to do this and wanted the instructions, can you find the instructions from this page, or have you got to go back to the game part?
Yes, the instructions are not everywhere as clear yet. Not every feature has its own instructions, I have to admit. There are example puzzles. I can show it here. I'll open it in a new tab.
Okay.
So from the create page, it will show, at least in English, I have the 12 more info pages.
Yes.
And this will show you it has a video tutorial. It's still in if you still want to see the old design of the website, it's still in the video. Okay. And it has the most asked questions. Like for teachers, the website has been built for teachers, with teachers in mind in general. So I've tried to put in the questions that I've got asked the most through email. So like how to share the results, for example. I'll show that in a moment. And there's also the example puzzle at the bottom, so you can always see what is the gist of this puzzle type. The crossword is pretty straightforward, but there are other puzzle types that are less straightforward for most people. So the example puzzle will mostly show you the right direction of how you can build that puzzle type. And it also has some of the features that do have some extra explanation, but the manual crossword puzzle builder does not have a separate page yet, but it should have, I think. So that's something for me on my to-do list. But like answer control is included, for example, which I could show.
Oh wow, that's really, really useful in terms of going through the rules or not the rules, how to use it. So that's really nice.
Yeah, it gives you quite an indication, I think, of what you can do. And if you have a paid account, you have you can also see these features but not use them yet if you have a free account. But with a paid account, you can also use all of these premium features, and you can get an idea of what the tool can do quite easily. Now, the most important feature for most teachers is the results of the students.
Yes.
So I can enable that here. I'll just say keep track of stats. Then there's the option to force registration, since most people would like to have the individual results. And therefore you need a name or an email in that case.
Yes.
So you force registration. And then if we save it, we can go to the puzzle here. It knows I'm already logged in, so it will register me for this puzzle automatically.
Okay.
So once you start creating puzzles for your students and they've created a registration the first time, then the times after that will be more easy.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so now I can start doing the puzzle. If I, for example, fill in banana. Oh no, this is not banana. Oh, this is the pineapple.
Oh.
And you see it as also as automated answer control.
Yes,
and
that's
if
very
you go
cool.
back here, then we'll see that the answer has also been added here. So we now have a yellow fruit that has 100% correct, since I'm the only puzzle player at the moment.
But that's so straight away the teacher can actually see how the students are filling in and which ones they're finding more difficult and which ones they. So that's really.
Because it's in real time even, so I can show it if I split my screen for a moment. This is the pair. So once I fill in pair, you see it in real time almost always. It just directly updates the question and the percentages. And if you show this to a classroom or share the puzzle to a classroom, virtual or non-virtual, then you can just sit behind your screen and just see if everybody is doing it.
So, and is this feature then on all the different puzzles?
Yes. In some form, in one form or another. This puzzle type has questions, of course. Not every puzzle type has questions.
That's true.
But other puzzle types, like the Jigsaw Puzzle, for example, that one just tracks the completion time of.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
I can show
so
that
do you want
pretty
to
easily
show
as well.
some more of the puzzles, some of the different ones?
Yes. So I just mentioned the Jigsaw. Here's the word search. Also very useful for most teachers, I think. It's like more informal way of. You don't have to really think. You just have to search.
Yes.
But the Jigsaw is also nice. I'm not sure if I have an image. Maybe of my baby daughter. Let's see if that works.
We've got a split screen at the moment. If you want, do you want to unsplit it so that we can see it better?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's coming. There we go.
Okay. Let's see. This is my baby daughter.
Look how sweet in a tent.
In a tent, in a teepee. And here we can do the same. So this also has keep a track of stats and also registration.
Yes.
Registration is optional. I can just do it without registration as well.
Okay.
Then we go to the puzzle. Then you have the Jigsaw Puzzle. So it's a completely different puzzle type. Oh, now
can you say how many pieces, or does it automatically put in the number?
Yeah, it does automatically put in the number, but you can change it. So let's make it a bit more easy for myself. 4 pieces. Then if I refresh the puzzle, I get a easier puzzle. And then I can just.
I must say, I do love that about your games, that they're completely live. So if you make a change, it's instant for whoever is playing.
Yeah, you don't have to share. That's a question I get more often. You don't have to reshare a different link. It's just saved on the same link. So every change you make, if you just refresh the page, it will still work for all of your students.
Yeah, and what I really love about your program is how when you create a resource and you share that link, everybody gets their own copy automatically. That is just amazing.
Yes, that's very nice. So it's always you always have your own puzzle to solve. There are options for some puzzles to make them multiplayer. That's more like an advanced feature. It's not very easy to show, but it's a nice feature to think about. Like if you want to have a crossword puzzle or word search that is solved in teams, then that's also an option. And here you can see the Jigsaw results. So it's different than the crossword ones. But this one just registers if you have completed it and how much time you used.
That's really good.
And because I've not enabled forced registration, you only see anonymous. So that's not always practical.
Yes.
But you can also, which may be also a bit interesting to know, if you only want to know the who completed it, like in this case, you can also add a message, a completion message.
Oh, wow.
So you can just say things. You can customize this yourself.
Yes.
just put in a smiley. And the most important feature, of course, is to show confetti when somebody solves it.
So well done.
Yeah. And then you can ask for their information. So if you don't want people to create accounts, this is a nice alternative. And you can also make it very privacy friendly because you can choose the names yourself. So like only the student ID, for example.
Okay.
And then this gets shown once you solve it. So I have to refresh it. And if I now solve it, then the completion message with confetti pops up, and I can just
nice.
fill in my student ID, submit it, and get a thank you message, and then it's done. And I cannot show you that easily, I think, but there is an export to Excel for that information. So you just get an Excel list with all of the people that have submitted their info this way. So that way you can also know which students, for example, have solved their puzzle that you gave as an assignment.
Oh, yeah. So that's really, really incredible. Do you want to show some of the unusual puzzles that you've got?
Yeah, of course. Like there's the memory game. That's more like a game. I thought puzzles are too limiting at some point, so I just wanted to create more diversity. So I created some games as well. But you can see the memory game as a small puzzle as well, I think.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Do you want me to show that one? Or
yes.
Okay.
I enjoyed making a memory game, and I must say the people who've used it have enjoyed it too. So yeah.
Okay. So here's my baby daughter again as one of the options. You can also copy the same option, so that way you don't have to upload the image twice. That's quite handy.
Very.
What I think is very nice and which is used as well is the combination of text and images.
Yes.
So here's like a puzzle. And if I can also say here puzzle, so they don't have to really equal the same image. This way, it's a bit harder. So
that's
image,
what I did.
Yeah, right. So the pure images one is maybe the nicest for more smaller children, maybe, or if you just want to make an easier game. But this way, you can make each a bit more educational, I think, because especially with text, if you are a language teacher, you can just say like the English word here for puzzle, and then the Dutch word here, for example, for puzzle. And then that way you need to match them. If we save them, then we can always click on the play icon. Oh, and by the way, you can also customize your background. So this way you can flip the image, and then you can also choose your own colors. That's also a feature I can now show. So this is also in real time, so you can do your design as you go. But you can also choose an image if you like. So that's now this is the background of the image. But for now, I'll keep it this way.
But I really think that the endless opportunities for this, because you could be asking questions with similar answers and similar questions. So you can make it as simple or as complex as you like, as you say, like just simple pictures, or otherwise getting it really to be something where you have to really think and not just remember.
Yeah, right.
So remembering
all levels.
Yeah.
So it really depends on what types of classes you're teaching, I think, in general.
Exactly.
The memory game has like a small algorithm to make sure all of the cards are in the screen, which should work most of the time. So even if you add a lot of cards, then the cards will become smaller automatically.
Okay. That's nice.
Now let's see if you can solve it. Oh, right. Right at the first guess. This one is wrong.
You got to work out,
Oh, we have included the same word twice. It's
we have. Now you got to work out which of the puzzles is the puzzle.
That's a really bad example. So apparently these are matched.
But the idea is there, and I think it's really, really useful. The data for this, how is this recorded? Is it also just time like the other one?
Yes, I think it's time. So now it hasn't recorded it because I've not checked the stats, but it's easy to solve again.
Gonna give
it's the
us
same. It's the same as the jigsaw. So this one also
okay.
has time and if it's completed. So it doesn't track completion percentage. That would maybe be something for a future, but I think most people will either solve it or not solve it. So that's why it's just a yes/no for now.
What about the scavenger hunt? Do you want to show us the scavenger hunt?
Yeah, so that's the puzzle type with the most questions. So for the general introduction, I will show you the information page a bit. So the scavenger hunt is like a combination of challenges which you can set up for your students, and it's very generic, but that's why you can use your own creativity to make your own hunt actually, and Puzzle.org just gives you the tools to do so. And the best example is the example puzzle. So you can set up a series of questions. You still see that the second and the third one are locked at this time. And from here, you can just input a question for the students, like this one, from which continent do I originate? It's about the watermelon. And you can also include external links. So in this case, this is the watermelon Wikipedia page. And we see here that it originated in Africa. So if we enter Africa here as the code, we unlock this one, and it will, we unlock the second challenge. This is a simple one. It's just 3 pairs, I think.
So can you mix the different types of puzzles? So could you do like a card one and a question one, or is it just all questions?
They will always look like this.
Okay.
But you do have an option. The external link is optional, and you can also link other puzzles. So you can also get a drop down of other puzzles in your account, and you can link those as well. So you don't have to manually search for the link to your puzzle. This is the example of that one. So here you can see that you get the puzzle itself, and you have to find the hidden solution, which is here at the bottom.
Okay.
And once this one is solved, then it doesn't automatically unlock it here. That would be also even more awesome, but that is technically a bit more challenging for now. But if you find the solution, then you can enter it here and you solve the complete scavenger hunt.
Okay. Oh wow! So that could be a lot of fun, getting the students to explore through a range of different things.
Yeah, I can show it. I'll just.
Do you have an age restriction on your website in terms of of people creating puzzles? Do you have an age limit?
Like, no, even older people can do the challenges, or is that not what you mean?
So I'm thinking, if you're a teacher, could students set up an account and make puzzles that they could share with their friends?
Yes. Yeah, they can. So there's no check for that. It's the check is very informal. So you only have to enter your first name and an email address. So the student does need an email address, but as long as you have that, then everybody can create a free account. And the free account allows 2 puzzles in your account, but you can delete puzzles you've made as well. So that way you can even manage and stay free if you want to forever. And you have 60 puzzle plays per month. So if you create 2 puzzles, then 30 people can play those puzzles, since 2 times 30 is 60.
Yeah.
So that's and the premium features do need to pay the accounts, but the basis of everything is free. So all puzzle types are allowed in a free account, and there's no restrictions except for the use limit.
Yeah, I think that's another. So once a teacher has used the tool, she could almost set a task for children to set
yes, that's
their
how
own
it's
for
used
others.
as well. Yeah. So some teachers just post a link to puzzle.org in an assignment and say, create or use this Wikipedia page and create an informational puzzle about, let's say, the watermelon subject.
Yes.
That's also a nice way to engage the students.
Yes, it is very. No, thank you.
So creating a challenge is actually just as easy as almost as creating the crossword. I think it's this is made up, but
I really love the real time working of it. I think
yeah, you can also see how the card gets created indeed. So it's really real time indeed.
And it's so user friendly that you don't need to go to another space to see it, that you can see it all in the same page. I really enjoyed using it like that from that point of view.
I don't have a watermelon, but I'll just reuse my Jigsaw again.
She might
so
look
that's
at
how
this
easy
one
it
day
is, and you can just add, you can just add as many cards as you want. Some websites have limit on that as well for free accounts, but that's not something Puzzle has. So you can make every puzzle as big as you like.
Okay.
And you can also delete other challenges that you don't use anymore. So.
Okay, thank you. That's really cool. Which other ones do you want to show us?
I think this is also one that's very broadly applicable. I can even show you, I think, another feature, and it saves me a bit of work as well. I can go to my account and then edit the memory. And the memory, as you can see, has exactly the same format as another card game, and that is the matching pairs.
Yes.
And you can clone this format to the matching pairs. So it will create a different puzzle type from the same puzzle input. So now we think we have the same puzzle, but this is actually the matching pairs puzzle. So now we can match them this way. And it's just a drag and drop interface that now we have to see if we can find the right puzzle. No, this is the wrong one.
There we go.
So this is like, you can use the same type of information that you use in the memory, but it has a different playing style. So it's a different type of game, and it's a bit more it's just what you prefer, I think.
Yes, and I love the way it links like that so quickly and shows you when they have joined. So I really think that it's also a useful tool.
Thanks. Let's see, and you can see it a little bit in the screenshots as well. I'm not sure how big it is on your screen, but the acrostic is like a crossword puzzle, but it has a hidden solution as a skeleton. So that's a nice alternative if you want to have a question and answer puzzle, but just in a different format.
Yes.
This one's also for more informal practice. It's also very nice. It's quite challenging, I can tell you, to solve this. In general, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do it, I think, on live stream, but then you have to slide the puzzle pieces in the right spots, and it also works with the arrow keys. So you see, I don't have to use my mouse. You have to rearrange the...
Yes, slide.
It's quite hard.
Yes.
I did build it, but I still struggle to solve it myself. So maybe children are better at it in general than me. But
those were like the little plastic ones you used to buy with the pieces that you had to move around. Yes, I used to love those.
Ah, nice. Yeah, I was better at them then as well. But many people like this.
Yes. Yeah. And then do you want to show them the crypto? Oh, did you want to go to the cryptograms? Do you just want to explain?
Yeah, that's a very different puzzle type. I'll leave the screenshot for now, or this one. So if you want to give children a bit of a harder exercise that is challenging, then the cryptogram might be an interesting option. It's an encrypted sentence that you have to match each character with the correct number. So here you see how it will look in the end. But as you can see now, I already forgot what the answer is, so I have to think of it now myself as well. But you have to see which kind of context the word or the letter resides in, and that way you can slowly solve the sentence. But you as the teacher has to think about the sentence beforehand a bit, because if you don't give enough letters or characters, then it might be just too hard to solve.
Okay.
So
it's like
I think
solving a real mystery.
longer sentences are easier in general since you have more context. I know this one, I think. So once you start typing, you see that the numbers and letters automatically match. So you can either fill it in via the characters here.
Okay.
So I know, for example, that the T is 20, I think. Yeah.
And all the other letters are filled in as well. So you've then got all the same letter used.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. So it saves quite some inputting time. I hope. So that it's all automated for the student or for the puzzle solver.
That's very cool. I think there are lots of nice ways of using this one. Just perhaps if you're teaching something like a social sciences, like a history or geography, you could be asking a question like that. But it could also be interesting from a language point of view if you're teaching some form of grammar, and you've put a sentence in as well,
right.
and they need to, So
and it's also it could also be part of your scavenger hunt. So you could ask the question encrypted via this way, and then you can just say in the scavenger hunt, what is the answer to the encrypted question.
Are there a minimum number of spaces that you can use here, or can you also just make it really short?
You can make it very short, the sentence, but then it's really just very hard to solve.
Obviously, yes, because you.
But you can give these helper letters. I will show that. See, here's my start my cryptogram. So there's always a start button. Oh no, it's the wrong link. I have to fix that. But here you can also start typing.
Oh, okay.
You will see it gets encrypted live again, of course. But like the weird characters are not encrypted. So if I put in the question mark, you just see the question mark.
Okay.
And here you can add helper letters. So for the last puzzle, for the last cryptogram I just showed, you can just choose vowels. That way it will automatically fill in all the vowels for the student, for the puzzle solver. Okay. This will make it a bit easier. Other option would be the most common. So apparently the T is
common, is
most common, but you can also just choose yourself. So just fill in the letters. It will just make all of these letters helper letters. So that way you can regulate the difficulty of the puzzle yourself.
Oh, okay.
It also has a different layout for the more compact people. You can just more show it like the crossword as well if you like.
Oh wow, that's also really nice.
So most puzzles have quite some styling options if you are a Paint member. So that's also if you are into designing and or like to create a puzzle in the style of your school, for example, and that's always an option.
That's very, very nice. Thank you. Daan, these puzzles are really amazing, and I think they can be so useful for teachers.
Thanks.
I think even sort of could get people like where the old age homes and people are starting to use tablets and things. I think you could be using them there as well. But this is really, really lovely. Do you want to?
The puzzles are friendly, are responsive, so they also scale down for mobile devices and for iPads, like you mentioned, or for tablets in general.
Yeah.
So they should work there as well.
Yeah. It's really good. Do you want to explain?
The last feature is a bit like the accounts. Is it maybe interesting to show a little bit?
Yes, that's what I was going to say. The accounts, and then also explain your costing structure.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I'll show that last, I think.
Okay.
So the dashboard nowadays has folders. So this way you can also control which puzzles are in which folder. So for example, I've just created all these new puzzles, I could just create a folder called demo. I give it my own color. Oh, there's also always already a red folder. I'll just make it a different color. And this will, if you have a lot of puzzles, it's easy to just find the puzzles you need for a certain subject, for example, or for a certain class. You can even divide it that way. It also shows you all of the puzzles that you made in general. You can scroll like this way through all of your puzzles that you've made. So many people ask me if the puzzles they've created earlier are editable. So they are. You can always just hit the edit button and we go back to our lovely sliding puzzle and make it easier or harder.
Okay.
Just save it at the end with the floppy icon and it will be saved. And the puzzles themselves always also have the edit button for the puzzles that you control yourself. So the puzzles that are in your account, it will just know, oh, this is a puzzle from Karen, so I know I'll have to show the edit button here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But students never have access to this, so that's also something people ask. But the account is mainly just your own account. It doesn't mean that the student can log into your account automatically. That would be very bad.
That's true.
You can create new puzzles from here. So this is like the same interface, but more compact that we saw earlier with just the 12 puzzle types. And you can see your account details. So you can even change the language in which you receive emails. So nowadays it says like 10 languages, I think. So if I revert to back to Dutch, then I will receive the communication in Dutch. You see your subscription if you have one. And you can load the puzzle stats for your account. So it's quite handy as well. You can just see the different puzzle types that you have and how many times they got played in a certain month.
Yes.
So this is for this month, for April. I saw that there was a little mistake here. The ordering is wrong. It's from I think it's alphabetically or something, or reversed. But it just needs to. I have to fix this so it will be just chronologically ordered. But it will show you the progress that has happened. And you can also see for the individual puzzles the progress across the different months.
That's really, really useful.
And also, if puzzles do not have stats, then you just see nothing like here.
Yes.
But these are the older puzzles that are being played more often. You can also, so let's say you have the example, you have your favorite design colors, and you can always save them here, and you can load them back in your puzzle automatically. So I have the sliding puzzle, and here's the button clone from account presets. So then you can see that the colors automatically changed.
Yes.
And these match the colors, like the black one here. So that's also it can save you quite some work to.
Yes, that's very true.
Same for the image. So if you always want to have confetti on, you can just enable it here and load it back in automatically. You can add your company details for invoices. And you can see your invoices, and they can just get loaded, and you can print them to PDF if you like. So that's also nice, I think, for especially for the more businesses. I'm not sure if it's really important for education, but
well, if a teacher's paid for it and she needs to claim it back, so that would then be really useful. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the account, and then the costing structure. I've really tried to make it as almost beneficial for teachers, or as affordable for teachers as possible. Since I'm not here to make a lot of money, I just want to create a product that just works right and does have a small barrier for the heavy use, but not too big of a barrier. So I've created these non-profit upgrades that can be used by schools, libraries. I just wanted to add. They originally I created them for the teachers, but afterwards I was like, there are also libraries that can use this because they are just as nice as schools or just as non-profits.
Yeah.
So you only pay $30 for the whole year. So it's like a couple of dollars per month, and then you have 600 puzzle plays. Or you can, if you really want to use them intensively for a lot of classes, then there's the Teacher Plus for 2,000 puzzle plays, which is $20 extra. But you can always also upgrade during the year. So let's say you start out with a teacher, and you think, oh, my students really like all of the puzzles, and I almost hit my limit every month, or I surpass my limit. Then you can choose to upgrade during the year, and you only have to pay the difference. So you only have to pay the $20 difference, and then you will have 2,000 puzzle plays for the rest of for the remainder of the year. And there's the school account. This has the most discount because the price per teacher is the lowest. It has is a special type of account because the school account can distribute teacher licenses across other accounts. So you buy 5 teacher accounts by default. This is the 125.
Yes.
But here you can choose how many you like, and the discount will grow if you choose more teacher accounts. So here you can see that for 10 accounts you only paid $225, so that's $22.50 for the whole year.
Oh, okay.
So that might be beneficial if you can find a group of teachers in your school that all want to use it.
Yes.
And this is more beneficial than purchasing all of the licenses individually.
Yes, yes.
And you just have one administrative account that just can distribute these licenses, so you can just upgrade a different email address, and then it will say, okay, it's upgraded, and then it subtracts 1 credit from your account. So that's how it works.
Oh, very clever. Oh, thank you. That's really useful. I'm going to remove your screen, and then let's chat. We've got a question, and I want to show. So Nikki's saying he's sorry he missed the start, but can students create their own puzzles for their friends? I usually ask my students to create questions for each other. So do you want to go through that again?
Yeah, of course. So yes, that is definitely an option. All puzzles can be created even without an account. So that's one of the features I like as well, like the most as well. So that often you just want to start with the platform. You just want to see what can it do for me. And so the students can even create a puzzle without having an account first. And like I said, the free account allows 2 puzzles. So every student can, in general, can create 2 puzzles before they hit their limit. And if the assignment's over, they can always delete their puzzle and create a new one. And that way, students will, I think, almost never need a paid account.
Yes, that's
Or if they're sneaky, you can always create another account, of course, and then you can create a new puzzle.
A new email.
Of course.
Daan, I just want to say thank you. I really enjoyed learning more about your platform, and I really hope it gets used more. Every time I open it, them new things. So thank you so much for sharing all the different features and all the amazing features for teachers. I don't know if there's anything you want to close with.
No. If you have any questions, just email me. It's my name, Daan at puzzle.org. And I hope you will all have a lot of puzzle fun. And please feel free to just use the free account as long as you like. There are no real limits to them, except of the usage. And so I hope you will have a lot of fun with the puzzles, and hope to see you soon.
Yeah, thanks, Daan. Thank you so much. It's been
thank
wonderful
you, Karen,
speaking
for the
to you.
Yeah.
So thank you. We're going to say good night, everybody. Thank you for participating. Have a good evening. I'm going to end the broadcast.
Bye.